Why does the author mention Viking women as guardians? Where do we have this reference? It is the third paragraph that makes this reference, and it says that women were guardians to keys of both property and wealth. In the context of the third paragraph, the author indicates that the Vikings did not treat their women poorly, and to offer an example, the passage quotes women being guardians of both property and wealth. So let's look at the answer choices in this context. Answer choice A, to provide an example of responsibilities held by Vikings women. Yes, it is true that being guardians of property and wealth is a responsibility held by Viking women, but to provide an example of responsibilities is not the purpose of this mention. The author mentions guardianship in order to suggest that the Vikings did not treat their women poorly. So this answer choice can be eliminated. Answer choice B, Viking women have better legal rights than other women in Europe. The passage makes a reference to better legal rights, but that is not in the context of guardianship. So this answer choice can be eliminated. Answer choice C, to challenge a particular misconception about the status of women. Yes, this is what the passage implies. The third paragraph discusses the misconception that Vikings treated their women poorly. The author says that the Vikings did not do so and offers the example that women were in fact the guardians of property and wealth. So this is a good answer choice. Let's keep it on hold. Answer choice D, effective way of utilizing military training to women. The passage mentions military training to women, but that is not in the context of guardianship. So this answer choice can be eliminated. Answer choice E, difference between the responsibilities of women and men. In the context of this mention of guardianship, the passage doesn't compare the responsibilities of men and women. So this answer choice can be eliminated. C is the correct answer.